You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, protecting yourself online is crucial in today's digital age. We're going to hear what the experts have to say to help you stay one step ahead of identity thieves.
Also, a dedicated initiative is underway in Ottawa County aimed at combating the serious issue of sex trafficking in Oklahoma.
And we've got a beautiful but cold start to the day. Worry not, though, it will be much warmer as we continue our week trial of spring. Look at that forecast, get you out the door. Coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner, just coming up on 7:01, really, on this Tuesday, January the 28th.
Yes.
And it's going to feel a little more like March 28th. Okay, that may not be entirely accurate because it can stay cold here pretty late, but you kind of get the idea. Like, we've got a free trial of spring over the next few days. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But, you know, back when I was still doing news reporting, covered some data breaches, spoke with some experts. It's something that people do need to keep in mind, not just from the company, corporate level, but on a personal level.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, it's Data Privacy Week, a time for raising awareness about the importance of securing your online data.
KOAM's Melissa Alexis spoke to an expert from the regional Better Business Bureau about ways to protect your personal information.
Consumers need to think about is the risk of identity theft.
With the popularity of social media apps like TikTok and Facebook, anyone can be at risk of having their personal information stolen.
We've all gotten very comfortable with sharing a lot on social media, making sure that you're not sharing things that you might, for example, use as a password.
That's why, for Data Privacy Week this year, Better Business Bureau Regional Director Pam Hernandez reminds people that just having a password isn't always enough to keep your account safe.
Making sure that your passwords are long and strong and using multi-factor authentication. So that's where you get that 6-digit code, or you have to use some other type of authenticator app as a second step before you log in.
She also says it's important to be careful when banking online, as identity theft can be devastating.
Identity theft can cause any number of issues and headaches and harm to someone. It can be as simple as getting locked out of your social media account and losing photos, to someone stealing your identity and racking up debt in your name.
According to IDstrong.com, Missouri's most common data breaches include credit card information or other personal information theft.
If there's a problem with your bank account or your credit card, call the institution, call the number on the back of your card.
Pitt State University's IT security officer reminds people that phishing can come in the form of a text, email, or even fraudulent phone calls. Just like individuals, companies and businesses can also be at risk. In 2019, Missouri Southern State University experienced a data breach caused by a phishing attack. A link from an email was clicked, allowing an unauthorized party to gain access to personal information. Both students and employees were affected.
If you get an unsolicited text message or email, particularly if it looks like it comes from a financial institution, never click the link or open attachment. If there's a problem with your bank account or your credit card, call the institution, call the number on the back of your card.
Hernandez says if you see a scam, you should say something and report it on the BBB website.
It does come with risk, and you want to just protect yourself.
Reporting in Joplin, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Hernandez says if you're shopping on a new site, check bbb.com to confirm it's a safe site before you enter your credit card information.
Yeah, you've always got to be cautious about that. You know, my wife, she doesn't really keep money in the bank at all. She'll pay bills very quickly with, the standard utility companies and stuff, but outside of that, she keeps the money out. I'm different. But I also understand, like, there are risks. You never know sometimes. And that's the other frightening part. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes they're pretty good. At the worst, I think, is those chip readers at gas pumps, where those scammers slide those things on there, and you don't even realize your information's been compromised.
Absolutely.
So always pay attention. Well, something else you're going to want to pay attention to is this forecast, because like I said, we've got a several-day trial of spring, and it's going to give us just about everything we can get within springtime. We're going to start, though, with a look outside. It's cold this morning, but it looks wonderful. We got clear skies. This is downtown Pittsburgh. Great stuff start to the day. Again, temperature's not all that great right now, but they will improve. Our camera 7th at range line, lots of purples and blues, just some great colors. And again, just an absolutely lovely start to the day. Off to the MoDOT camera, 20th in range line. Earlier this morning, I mentioned there was going to be a lot more cars on the road, and they're really starting to fill up. Folks getting their day underway. Same from the KDOT camera, just out to Pittsburgh. Here they all come. If we had time to just wait, we'd see several of them sweep on by. On to the future track. By about noon, most of us pretty close to about 50 degrees out there. We'll have gusty southwest winds. Keep in mind, our average highs are supposed to be right around 45, 46 degrees, mid-40s out there. So we're going to be 10 to upwards of 15 degrees above normal as we head through the afternoon today, but we'll have clear skies. It won't be until late evening, and we'll start to see a few clouds start working in, and they'll gradually increase as we go overnight tonight. Again, it is a bit cold this morning, 34 in Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, temperatures, they look like this. We've got mostly 20s and 30s. Grove is the cold spot at 19. So again, it is cold, but even Grove is 1 degree warmer than where you were yesterday. I'm so sorry for you guys down there. The lake putting off some colder air. But outside of that, we're upwards of 10 to 20 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago. That's how we'll be heading into the afternoon. Clear skies. Southwest winds occasionally gusting upwards of about 25. Our highs today, mid to upper 50s. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow. We're going to go over that and talk about those rain chances as part of our free trial of spring here in just a few more minutes. Lisa?
All right, thanks, Chris. A federal court sentences a Joplin man for his role in a kidnapping that resulted in the torture and death of the victim. Yesterday, the judge sentenced this man, Freddie Tilton, to life in prison plus 30 years in federal prison. Tilton pleaded guilty in September 2023 to his role in a kidnapping conspiracy that resulted in torture and death, as well as 2 counts of being a felon in possession of firearms. Tilton is among 6 defendants who pleaded guilty and have been sentenced in this case. In a separate case involving a second victim, Tilton was found guilty at trial on September 17, 2024, of 1 count of conspiracy to commit kidnapping and 1 count of kidnapping and 1 count of stalking. Well, Miami nonprofit is now certified to help adult victims of sex trafficking. The Community Crisis Center is one of 4 organizations certified in the state of Oklahoma. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on how the nonprofit is hoping to help better support victims.
It's a huge misconception that it's only happening in urban areas. Exploitation, abuse, assaults, it can happen in any community.
The Community Crisis Center in Miami is now certified by the State Attorney General's office to provide services for survivors of sex trafficking. The organization, which supports survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking, sought the certification when they noticed a number of who they worked with were also victims of trafficking.
It was important as an agency that we evolve so that we could make sure that those individuals are getting the services that they need and be able just to better serve those in our community that need us.
CCC defines trafficking as the use of force, fraud, or coercion to make someone participate in a commercial sex act or other work they do not want to do. While trafficking can involve abductions in major cities or abroad, Samuel says a lot of trafficking happens in communities, including rural ones like Ottawa County.
By us not acknowledging that it's happening in rural areas, we're doing a real disadvantage to those that are being harmed. We believe that services should be available in every community in every state.
In its 2024 report on human trafficking, officials with the U.S. Justice Department said they aren't able to collect a total number of human trafficking victims in the U.S. What constitutes as trafficking can vary between states, and there isn't any one place where a total number of victims is collected. Victim advocates, including the National Human Trafficking Hotline, say the issue is widely underreported across the country.
Some individuals may not realize that they're in a human trafficking relationship, or individuals in the community may not be able to assess it, and it might be getting presented or documented as something different.
Samuel says the Oklahoma Attorney General's office is working to build a human trafficking database. She says this will allow for better tracking of the number of individuals facing human trafficking and hopefully provide a better response. CCC is providing services such as a shelter and counseling to survivors of trafficking. The nonprofit has not received any additional funding to do so, but hopes the community will continue to support their mission.
We knew there was a need, and we're just believing as we continue to evolve and grow that eventually we'll identify some funding that can better support those services.
Reporting in Miami, Samantha Walker, KWM News.
January is Human Trafficking Prevention Month, and if you are or know of someone who is a victim, you're encouraged to reach out to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. You can learn more on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, find your perfect furry match with the Adopt Your Valentine event hosted by the SEK Humane Society. And later, Charlene Patton popped into the studio to share her super easy cornbread recipe. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Golden City, Missouri. Welcome back. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, believe it or not, and what better way to celebrate than adopting a pet. Yes, we have Jasmine and Kyle of the SEK Humane Society with us this morning to share more about their Adopt Your Valentine adoption event. Good morning to you. Yes.
It's coming up quick. I did not realize how quick February was coming around until I looked at the calendar like this weekend. So with that in mind, we got together with our board and with our team, and we wanted to do something special for Valentine's Day. And we know some individuals are looking to add a little bit of extra love into the household. So we wanted to do an Adopt Your Own Valentine. So from February 1st through the 16th, so through Valentine's weekend, all of our adult dogs, that's dogs a year or older, are going to have their adoption fees reduced. Fantastic. So that's usually $65 at our facility, but we're going to drop that all the way down to $30. And so everybody will be altered, spayed and neutered, microchipped, up to date, heartworm tested, the whole 9 yards. And this will also apply towards our foster to adopt program. So even if you come on the last day, the 16th, and you want to foster to adopt and you do a few-week foster, we will honor that $30 adoption fee for you.
Wonderful, fantastic. And some of the pets that you have up for adoption, we've got Bilbo and Diesel. I don't know if we can throw up some of the photos of those guys.
Bilbo, I am shocked we have had Bilbo this long. He is a 2-year-old golden lab. He is gorgeous. He's such a sweet boy. He's a sweet 2-year-old male, and he does great with other dogs. He has no issues with cats. He's done great with kids. Really a fantastic family dog. So if you've been looking for somebody to add into your household that meets all those, Bilbo would probably be an amazing option for you to come check out.
Absolutely.
Our other dog, Diesel, he's one of my longest terms, unfortunately. We've had this dog for over 1,000 days. He's been to several kids' educational events. He's been to several adoption events, and this poor boy keeps getting looked over. He's a Black Husky Lab mix. He is fantastic. He knows several commands. His only restriction is that he's looking for a home with no other animals. Definitely no cats, but he's done great in dog play groups. But after being at a shelter for 1,000 days, when he gets into a home, he's a bit confused with the other animals, gets a little jealous with the love. And I don't blame him with that if you go to a shelter and a home. So, but he's sponsored. He has no adoption fee. So it would be a Valentine present to him if he finally was able to get out of our shelter.
Absolutely, and I hope he does. And just really quick too, on February 9th, you're having your annual chili dinner. Just remind the folks at home about that real quick.
Yeah, so it's our largest fundraiser of the year. So the big game, football day, Sunday, February 9th, we'll be in the lower level, the Memorial Auditorium from 11 to 3, cooking up over like 600 pounds of chili from scratch. So you can come get a meal with us for $8, and it includes a bowl of chili, crackers, a homemade dessert, a drink. We'll have live entertainment. We'll have Jim Wilson returning as the pianist. We'll have Cynthia Huffman returning with bell choir. And then at 1 o'clock, we will have our Bingo Blingo, which is a partnered event with Como Jewelry. It is a bingo event. So for $10 a card, you can come play, and all the prizes are from Como Jewelry. They are stunning. Like one is like a $400 necklace. It is beautiful. But 100% goes to the fur babies. And if you want to just swing on by the drive-thru, you can do that and get a quart to bring home for your big game.
Absolutely. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. And Jasmine, as always, stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 7:19. I pointed at the clock. There's a clock on my screen. There's not a clock on your screen, but it is 7:19, and that's where it is when I'm looking at you all. And it is still Tuesday, and it's January 28th. Let's take a look at the future track. Here we are at noon today, about 50. not at 50 for everybody, but around 50 degrees for everybody at noon. Keep in mind, as I've mentioned, our average high is about 45, 46 degrees, mid 40s. We're at the low 50s by noon. We're looking at highs today anywhere from 10, potentially upwards of close to 15 degrees warmer than where we should be for this time of year. We're getting kind of like a little taste of spring here. Now, late evening and overnight, clouds will gradually increase. It will go partly cloudy overnight, and as we head into Wednesday, they'll continue to gradually increase from south to north. So with that said, we're going to have a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies, depending on where you are and how quickly the clouds increase. You may spend a longer portion of the day mostly cloudy, where your friends up north are spending a longer portion of the day partly cloudy. Now, the one thing we're all going to get into tomorrow is, well, first off, all the temperatures are going to be a little warmer tomorrow than they will be today. And then, as we go overnight, Wednesday into Thursday, here come initially scattered showers, couple of rumbles of thunder out there. Then we'll see an increase in coverage of those showers and storms as we head into tomorrow morning. Something's not right. This thing is broken now. Okay, I apologize, but something is clearly, nothing's moving on here other than the temperature, so I'll see if I can't figure out why that broke. But either way, the thing is, the showers and storms are going to begin as we're doing our morning commutes, getting kids on the bus. So while we're not anticipating any severe weather, you just want to make sure, with lightning, it can be dangerous, it can be deadly. Just make sure you're taking those precautions in the morning on Thursday with those showers and storms. And the other concern is some of those storms could produce some heavy rain, which could lead to the potential for some flash flooding as we head into, it's still not working, into Thursday as well. So if you know your commute either to or from where you're going is prone to flash flooding, just keep that in mind as well. Something we'll keep an eye on. Clear skies right now, though. Looks great. 34 in Joplin. Feels like 27. Southwest breeze at about 8. Across the region, temperatures into the 20s and into the 30s. Grove had been the cold spot, but you've come up a little bit out there. So again, it's still cold, but we're still also, many of us, upwards of 10 to 15 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago. Clear skies through today. Again, gusty southwest winds on occasion. Low 30s to start, mid 40s by 11 o'clock this morning, with those southwest winds occasionally again gusting about 25. And we're looking at mid to upper 50s out there for us today. Heading into tonight, clear skies, and then eventually the clouds begin to gradually increase. Low 40s by 10, mid 30s overnight, southwest winds 5 to 10. We're going to go into the upper 50s tomorrow, maybe some low 60s. Showers and storms start late tomorrow into Thursday, ending early Friday. Again, no severe weather, so we're not getting that part in our free trial of spring, but we are going to get some showers and storms. A little cooler, but near normal Friday. Great weekend at this point. I've got something to do. Great weekend. Not bad on Monday. A little cooler next week, though, with some additional rain chances. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more after this.
We have Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission joining us again this morning. Happy to have you as always. Good morning, Charlene.
Good morning.
And so we are making some more comfort food in this recipe. This delicious looking cornbread is going to compare perfectly with last week's recipe as well.
That's right. And I wanted to mention that calico bean recipe that we did last week is in our Soy Foods Guide. And we've been offering it. It's free. It's 30-some pages of recipes and soy information. So when you ask for a call for the recipes this month, you'll get all the January recipes plus the Soy Foods Guide.
Fantastic.
So when they said a calico bean recipe and serve it with cornbread, I thought, how about a calico cornbread recipe?
Ooh, can't go wrong with that.
I love it. It is 1 cup of cornmeal, and then we have 1 cup of soy flour blend. And the soy flour blend is 7 cups of all-purpose flour mixed with 1 cup of soy flour. Mix that together, put it in your flour canister, and you can bake with
Wonderful.
Anything. Okay, to this, you're going to add some sugar and baking powder and salt. And I'm going to start stirring this. Yeah, great.
Okay,
I'll mix this up. Great. And while I'm doing that, we'll go ahead and I'll let you add this.
Cheese.
It's a 1/2 cup of grated cheddar cheese. You could use whatever kind of cheese you want. And then here I have 1/4 of a cup of green onion, 1/4 of a cup of cooked chopped bacon, and 1/4 of a cup of red bell pepper.
Great colors.
Adds that color to it. And then if you wanted to add some jalapeno in there, if you liked the spiciness, you could do that. So while I'm mixing this, you have our creamed corn that's in here, and then we also, I've already put the egg in there. You're going to add the soy milk, and that's 1 cup, and then 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And the vegetable oil, we've said that many times, but that is another soy ingredient. If you are purchasing vegetable oil, the only ingredient in there is soybeans.
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Now, if you've mixed that, you'll just pour that in here. And this is, guys, these type of recipes add so much for a hot meal. You've got the baked beans that we did in the slow cooker, and add a hot bread with it, and oh boy, that is ready for the next snowstorm, right?
I know, right?
So just mix this until we don't see any dry ingredients. We're going to put this in an 8-inch greased pan. It bakes at 400 for about 30 minutes. Test it with a wooden pick. Make sure it's done. And you have a hot meal ready to go.
Fantastic. Well, it looks delicious. And Charlene, if people want to find out where they can get this recipe, where can they do so?
They should go to our website at kansassoybeans.org or call our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN, and we'll mail them the Soy Foods Guide and all the January recipes.
Fantastic. Well, you certainly want to do that. Thanks so much, as always, Charlene. Stick around. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch this morning, a new offer from one tech firm could help save social media platform TikTok from U.S. extinction. Perplexity AI, an artificial intelligence-based search engine company, has presented a new proposal to ByteDance. The proposal would merge the two companies and give the U.S. government a 50% ownership, according to a source close to the deal. ByteDance would not have to completely exit TikTok, but would have to allow full U.S. board control. The U.S. government would not have a seat on the board. And a new survey explains why the dreaded tax man might not be such an enemy to one demographic group in America. Credit Karma says in a survey that 37% of Americans rely on their tax refunds to make ends meet, and that rises to 50% for millennials. The survey shows 59% of millennials say they will use tax refunds to help pay down their debt. Owing money to debt is such a critical issue to millennials that they would pay a fee to access that refund early if they could. Well, bird flu is surging in the U.S. once again, and to make things even more challenging, health officials say they have detected a new strain. Fox News chief correspondent Jonathan Hunt is in Los Angeles with the latest.
Bird flu is still spreading in the U.S., and now health officials are tracking a new strain. The World Organization for Animal Health reported Monday that the first case of the H5N9 flu was found in poultry at a duck farm in Merced County, California. The more common strain was also found at the same farm, and more than 119,000 birds were killed there in recent months. The risk to the general public remains low, but some doctors are concerned that the emergence of a new strain means the virus could be changing.
There is that small possibility that there could be a genetic mutation that would then allow the virus to be transmitted person to person.
H5N9 is rarer than the bird flu strain that caused most of the damage last year. It's highly pathogenic, and now farms throughout the West are stepping up mitigation efforts, trying their best to keep the virus out.
We're fearful every day. The chickens, boy, they get it and they're dead in a day. You'll know right away if you've got it.
And of course, that's not helping with the record high egg prices we're seeing across the country. The virus killed more than 17 million birds in the past 3 months, creating a huge supply shortage. And retailers say they're starting to feel the strain.
We always try to absorb as much of those costs as we can before passing it along to the consumer, but at some point you have to pass it along, right?
The Agriculture Department says egg prices are expected to increase another 20% in 2025. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
And that's a look at Consumer Watch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:45 on this Tuesday morning. Boy, technology starting to mess with us this morning. And I'm not really a big fan of it because I'm going to tell you right now, the future track, for some reason, is still running out of data. It's freezing at 2 a.m. Thursday morning. So I can tell you from here to there, and then I will describe to you in excruciating detail what takes place following that time. And hopefully, when we've got some time to reboot the machine, maybe that'll make it happy. But for today, by noon, most of us right about 50, some gusty southwest winds on occasion. Otherwise, clear skies, another beautiful day across the area. In fact, we were going to be even warmer today than where we were yesterday. Yesterday, pretty close to normal. Today, well above that as we head through the afternoon and evening. Now, late this evening and overnight, clouds begin to increase a bit. So we'll go partly cloudy overnight and into the first part of our Wednesday. Clouds will gradually, this is going to be a slow process, but they will gradually increase from south to north across the area as we head through Wednesday. So we'll have a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies. So depending on where you are and how quickly those clouds increase, you may spend a little more of the day mostly cloudy while your friends up north spend more of the day partly cloudy. But either way, we're all eventually going to get cloudy, and we go overnight Wednesday and into Thursday, and we start to see scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, as I mentioned, for some reason, except for temperatures, everything else is frozen. But here's what takes place after about 2 a.m. Thursday. Scattered showers and storms across the area, nothing severe. But then as we go into Thursday morning, just in time for that commute, getting on the bus, we'll see more widespread showers and thunderstorms across most of the area. I think we're looking, say, 54 south by 5 a.m. Thursday. And the more we go through Thursday morning, the more showers and storms overspread the area. So if you're commuting, you got kids to get on the bus, do keep that in mind. While we're not expecting severe weather, lightning still dangerous, still deadly, so just make sure you plan appropriately. The primary concern that we've really got that we're going to keep a close eye on is going to be heavy rain from the thunderstorms that could potentially lead to flash flooding on Thursday. So if you know your commute to or from your destination does periodically or is prone, to flash flooding, just make sure you've got an alternate route plan just in case. We'll keep a close eye on it. Could get some pauses in the activity and then see another round of some scattered showers and storms late Thursday into early Friday, and then we'll start to clear back out. Right now, clear skies, beautiful start to the day, except for the fact it's a little cold. 34 in Joplin, does feel like 27. Southwest winds around 8. We've got temperatures, most of us, into the 20s and 30s. Grove, you've cooled back again, down to 19 at this point. But otherwise, not a bad start today. Many of us at least 10 to 15 degrees above where we were yesterday at this time. Low 30s to start, sunny, a little breezy, winds increasing through the morning, mid 40s by 11 a.m. Again, highs today, mid to upper 50s. Southwest winds occasionally gusting to 25 miles an hour. Tonight, we're eventually going to fall back into the mid 30s. Clouds gradually increasing, southwest breeze 5 to 10. And as we go into the next few days, upper 50s, low 60s Wednesday. Showers, storms all the way into Friday. Colder, but near normal Friday. Got a fantastic weekend. Not a bad Monday. And then a little bit colder with more rain chances next week. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Pepperoni, sausage, extra cheese. You can get your pizza any way you like it these days. But over in England, a pizza place has declared war on one topping, branding pineapple a flavor faux pas that no one should indulge in.
And those who can't live without it must pay the price. Tina Kraus explains.
Customers savor their slices at Lupa Pizza in the English city of Norwich. Chefs are happy to craft a custom pie to satisfy any craving, except one.
We very much, I would say vehemently, dislike pineapple on pizza.
Owners have tried it and say they can't stomach it.
We feel like it doesn't suit pizza at all, and we're not really sure why it's a thing.
So they've slapped a staggering $120 price tag on their Hawaiian special in a cheeky attempt to put people off it.
Pineapple on pizza is wrong. That should not be done. And yeah, no, 100%, I wouldn't pay for that.
I mean, it's not awful. It would probably be like my second favourite under pepperoni.
Why would you put fruit on a savoury thing? It's just, it's not right.
The sizzling debate has exploded on social media, with passionate pizza connoisseurs tossing in their 2 cents. And at last check, the pineapple poll was split 50-50.
This was just a joke to begin with.
But owners are serious about the price, promoting the Hawaiian pie on their app, writing, "For 100 pounds, you can have it. Order the champagne too. Go on, you monster."
Well, we have a security jar, which is locked away, far, far away, of tinned pineapple if someone does order the 100-pound pizza.
But so far, no one's been willing to put their money where their mouth is.
Interesting.
I know. Well, to celebrate the controversy, the restaurant has started offering pina colada cocktails as part of their menu, so pineapple lovers can enjoy it in a glass, not on their pizza, I guess.
And while I apparently seem to be outnumbered, I do not like pineapple. Does not belong on a pizza.
It's good, like with jalapeno, or you know, the Hawaiian pizza's a classic too.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. Real quick, because we only got a few seconds, I did make a small change to Future Track. I want to show you those shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into Thursday. So as we advance the Future Track, which we will show you here any second. See, I told you, it's like magic. We'll see these. Now, this is not going to be the best depiction, but this gives you an idea as we go overnight Thursday or Wednesday into Thursday. We'll start to see those scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. And heavy rain is going to be, again, the primary concern with this. But, of course, lightning. No severe weather, but lightning still dangerous, still deadly, so make sure you are taking precautions Thursday morning. We're going to have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A federal court sentences Freddie Tilton of Joplin for his role in a kidnapping that resulted in the torture and death of the victim. The judge sentenced Tilton to life in prison plus 30 years in federal prison. Tilton pleaded guilty on September 2023 to his role in a kidnapping conspiracy that resulted in torture and death, as well as 2 counts of being a felon and possession of firearms. And 2 new ordinances were given the green light at last night's Webb City Council meeting. One ordinance prohibits cutting corners to avoid stoplights at intersections, and the other focuses on tightening regulations against relieving yourself in public. And the Community Crisis Center in Miami is now certified to help adult victims of sex trafficking. It's a certification after noticing a number of the survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault they were supporting were also victims of trafficking. The nonprofit is now one of 4 certified in the state and the only rural provider.
All right, and a final look at that forecast for you. Mid-upper 50s today. Clear skies, southwest winds occasionally gusting upwards of 25. Clouds slowly increasing overnight, eventually partly cloudy. Southwest winds 5 to 10 and mid-30s. We're going to be even warmer tomorrow. Upper 50s, maybe some low 60s, partly cloudy. And then by late evening and overnight, few scattered showers and storms. Those continue into Thursday and early Friday. Again, no severe weather expected, but some rumbles of thunder definitely possible. Got a great weekend ahead of us. A little colder with more rain next week.
Alrighty. Well, does your sweetheart have a sweet tooth? Krispy Kreme unveiled their Valentine's Day lineup yesterday, and they're calling it the Hearts in Bloom collection.
Now, according to a press release, our Hearts in Bloom collection is perfect for sharing love and appreciation for anyone special in your life this Valentine's Day. They might like flowers, but they'll love our beautiful and delicious flower donuts. Our specialty donuts are available now through Valentine's Day.
Those look good.
That's a great combination,
Yeah.
honestly.
Can't
Not
go
like
wrong.
pineapple on pizza, but flowers in the shape of donuts.
Yeah,
I
there
could
you go.
definitely do that. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good into your morning. We will be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.